Welcome to the Coriolis Effect with Corey Oliver.
Hi guys, I'm Corey Oliver. Thanks for watching the Coriolis Effect. Please hit the subscribe button below, and we hope you like this episode. Hi guys, we wanted to announce that like many podcasters, we just started a Patreon account. Visit our page at patreon.com/the Coriolis Effect. We have 5 different levels of membership and offer early access to episodes, behind the scenes footage, bonus episodes, shoutouts, and much more, including personal phone calls, questions and answer sessions, and live chats with Bob and me. That's patreon.com/the Coriolis Effect. Good morning, Bob.
Hey, let's start the show. What are you doing? You're not doing it right.
That is how you, wow, it's been a couple weeks and you forgot.
Oh my God.
I usually say good morning, Bob, and then you say let's start the show before our guest comes on.
This is all going to be cut out. This will not hear the light of day because I was
You are.
I was. All right, let's
start
it. Why don't we start it again?
Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Corey. How are you? That's a very interesting start.
Very, very, very exciting. Today's our 100th episode.
Are you doing very excited?
We are very excited.
Why are we very excited?
Because today's our 100th episode.
100th episode. Yay!
100th episode. Honestly.
And our 90th episode we're allowed to put on YouTube, apparently.
It's okay.
Yes.
It's fine. We understand. Hopefully at some point in our history and reality that will change. But however, having said that, you and I collectively are celebrating our 100th episode. And who knew this little concept a year ago would be 100 episodes, right?
I knew it.
You did?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know I'd be involved in it, but I knew you'd do 100.
I want to let you know that I had a cake made for you.
I see.
For us, and in true Corey fashion. I did write it down wrong, but the sweet little cake decorator wrote...
You wrote it down wrong? I
wrote it down right.
Okay, because you just said you wrote it down wrong.
I know I did, because
You thought you were wrong, but you were incorrect.
Our audience knows. And so it says, congratulations on the 100th episode of the Coriolis Effect. Or Coriolis episode.
Congrats on the 100th episode of the Coriolis episode.
Yeah, I was supposed to say the Coriolis Effect. I was like, darn it. But here, let me tell you right now, what's going on really quickly is that there's a shortage in everything, right?
Yeah.
And
is that made of baby food?
Trying to find a cake. Right. Trying to find a cake in this town is really hard. So I actually tried to have one made with our logo and our photo.
Oh, really?
Yes.
There's a place that does that, right? You take a picture and they make it.
Yes.
We used to do that in sports stuff.
The bakers are all gone. I don't know what's going on, but if you go to Albertsons, it's gone.
2 years?
They do it on fondant and it's beautiful. You just give them a photo and they print it off. But anyway.
That looks much better than the cake you got me for my birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome.
Which cake did you get me for my birthday?
I didn't get you a cake for your birthday.
What else did you not do for my birthday?
Well, since you're in true Slam Corey mode.
What else did you not do for my birthday?
I wish you a happy birthday.
Or give me a call or a text. That's okay because I'm not upset. I'm not upset at all. Irina's upset that you missed hers.
Oh, well, everyone knows that I'm terrible at birthdays.
Yes.
Everyone. It's like a thing. I mean, I understand.
That's right. I'm definitely not going to do yours coming up.
It's okay.
I do have a surprise for you. I signed you and I up for matchmaker.com.
Here's where you insert crickets.
No, no, we're going on Matchmaker. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You?
Yeah.
Why you?
Because I think they provide a valuable service.
You're married.
Yeah, so Irina's going to be part of it too.
No.
Yes.
No. I rebuke those words.
Why would you do that?
Because
first of all, what is Matchmaker?
You're not going to go on a matchmaking site.
I didn't say a matchmaking service. I said we're signing up for matchmaker.com.
Oh, I don't know what it is. What is it?
Well, why are you judging a podcast? Podcast.
I apologize.
You're judging a website by its name.
I apologize.
I know what you thought. It makes matches between podcast hosts and guests.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why I signed us up.
Oh my gosh.
But now you since know, I guess we're not going to do it because you won't do it.
I mean, it's great that you waited till our 100th episode.
Well, that's strictly for season 2.
Just want to make sure we knew what we were doing.
Well, we got our first 100 guests, our first 97 guests because we did 3.
Right? It's so wonderful.
We'll use it for number 2.
And in a little bit, I'm going to go and I'm going to thank each and every one of them by name. I know because.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah.
Do you remember each and every one of them?
I wrote them all down, but I'm just so grateful for all of them. I can't even tell you. It blows my mind that people, take the time out of their day via Zoom or even to come down to the studio and be with us. And we are very, very, very grateful for that. And I got to know some wonderful, amazing people and got to connect with people and give them, a voice for whatever they were doing, whether it's a book or a movie or a play or just, have to do with charities. And
who's your 11th favorite guest?
My 11th?
Yeah, your 11th favorite guest.
I knew you were going to ask me some question like that, and I can't even point out one in particular because they're all unique in their own way, and they all contributed their hearts in their own way. And
you would never say who you thought was the best of anything on air.
No.
Because you'd think the other 96 would be all upset.
No.
Actually, 95, because we had one twice.
But don't you feel like they just, I don't know, like for me, it's an honor when, I say it all the time, children spell love Time, but like we as humans spell it like that too. And so I value people's times, their time.
Spell like that.
Well, you don't. You might not. You should, because you were an attorney, which let's just segue into that right now.
So the amount of time that I asked you to come watch my show and you said, no, sorry, too busy. So you don't love me. Okay, I understand.
So actually, I've been to 2 of your shows and had a great time. And so if you want to redact that comment, if you want to redact that comment,
I will.
And speaking of shows,
redact 2/3 of that comment.
I would love, thank you. I would love to True Depp Trial, anything after yes, I think they said.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that in a little bit because it is a current event and it's the trial of the century, even though there's 2 other ones going on right now. No one's talking about.
I was going to say OJ, but OJ was in a different century.
Well, It's just a lot going on in the world.
Okay, well, let's take 2 minutes, pay some bills, and then we'll come back.
Oh, okay.
This episode is sponsored by Brizo Healthy Fruit Tonic. With Manuka honey and apple cider vinegar, less than 4 grams of sugar, and under 35 calories per can, each of Brizo's 4 flavors not only taste great, they are an excellent source of vitamin C. Brizo boosts your immune system and is great for your post-workout recovery. Brizo, available on Amazon and at brizo.com. We want to take a minute and talk to you about Expressvpn. Most people don't know that your internet provider, many websites, and even apps collect all of your data and then sell it to whoever's willing to pay for it. They know what websites you visited, what products you've bought, what products you looked at and did not buy, and some people can even copy your passwords and usernames and then access your private accounts. Expressvpn encrypts all of your data and sends it from their servers, so no one knows where you are. With Expressvpn, people may think you're in Bangladesh when you're really in Chicago. They would think you're in South America when you're really in Detroit. Expressvpn protects you from hackers who try to steal your information, and also from spies who try to use your data for their own nefarious purposes. Expressvpn also allows you unrestricted access to all parts of the internet. How does it work? Expressvpn uses the best-in-class encryption. Whenever you are connected to Expressvpn, every piece of data going in and out of your devices goes through a secure encrypted tunnel and cannot be seen. Not by the government, not by hackers, not by your internet service provider, not even by Expressvpn. Expressvpn also employs IP masking. Every device has a unique IP address, which can be traced back to you. When you use Expressvpn, your connection gets routed through one of their 3,000 plus servers, hiding your real IP address and replacing it with one of their own. This allows you to browse the web truly anonymously. With servers in 94 different countries, you have a wide variety of places you can choose to appear from. Expressvpn also provides 24/7 customer support with live chat, which means your question will be answered within seconds, not hours or days. It is also one of the easiest apps to use. Just open the app, and with one click, you're protected. It is also physically impossible for any of Expressvpn's servers to store logs of any customers. And Expressvpn is a top-rated VPN provider, rated #1 by CNET, The Verge, Wired, TechRadar, and many more. Just go to expressvpn.com/Cory to get 3 extra months free with a 12-month plan. This is a limited time offer for the Coriolis Effect with Corey Oliver listeners. Again, get 3 months free with a 12-month plan. Go to expressvpn.com/Cory. With ExpressVPN, you can protect all of your digital devices, your computers, your phones, your tablets, everything, and have no more border restrictions. Again, that's expressvpn.com/Cory. All right, let's resume the show.
Okay. Did you?
That's going to be my new thing, by the way. Let's resume the show.
Did you turn that camera off? I think you did.
Look into it and see what you say. Yeah, see.
I wasn't sure because...
All cameras on you are always on.
No.
By the way, when Russia invaded Ukraine, they completely forgot about the number of cameras that are in the Ukraine. So everybody's, like we have cameras in our backyard that if anybody motion sensors, it comes in. Well, they have those all over the Ukraine. So besides people with their cell phones, the soldiers are going in doing unspeakable things and looking up and then seeing a camera. They're shooting the camera. The camera's already uploaded the footage. That's how that guy that just got pled guilty today, that's how they caught him.
No way.
It was on the video footage, yeah. And I heard the best comment. They said 3 months ago, Russia was the second strongest army in the world. Now it's the second strongest army in the Ukraine. So
Yikes. I don't even want to touch all that.
I know Irina's really upset, watches it all day long.
I get confused and there's a lot of, I scroll through TikTok at night just to kind of see what, the consensus is with all of this stuff. And there's just so much going on right now, obviously, about the Depp trial, which we're going to talk about because it is a moment in our history that is monumental in the sense that it's literally driving most of the traffic over to that live, I guess, if you will, on the internet. And while we have 2 other big trials going on that no one's really talking about. So, and a lot of other stuff that's happening in the world, and we're not really paying attention, I feel like. And, although I have I don't want to say the word affection for Jonny Depp in the sense that I used to know him years ago, and he was always very lovely and very kind person, which is, really been the
I think it's coming out that way in the trial, too.
Public opinion is, yes.
And we talked about that. I said that regardless of whether he wins any money or not, or even gets a victory, the trial is accomplishing a major goal, and so the public is realizing he's not as bad as she claims he was.
Right. And there's no doubt it was a tumultuous relationship, but that at the end of the day, it probably should have not gone either way to a smear campaign. It should have.
No.
And he tried. Right. He said, let's just part amicably. We can do this easily. And it didn't happen that way. And it's so unfortunate.
Right. And it's probably destroyed her career, too.
It's,
I can't imagine any producer putting her in a movie now.
Unfortunately, in this business, it's almost, I've said this before, even bad publicity seems to be good publicity, because if your name is a household name everywhere now, everybody knows about it, people will, give it some time and she'll be a lead in a movie probably. But I had some questions in watching the trial, because I have been watching it. It's funny because I saw Jenny McCarthy, now Jenny Wahlberg, on TikTok. She's
Jenny McCarthy married Mark Wahlberg?
Mm-hmm. Donnie Wahlberg.
Donnie Wahlberg. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay.
Little fun fact for you.
Okay.
It's our 100th show, so I'm going to try to interject as much information as I can.
I don't pay attention to entertainment news.
Well, she was like, she had this little video, and she's, eating breakfast, then going to the refrigerator and still watching the,
Oh, really?
And I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of find myself too, because it's just so out of the,
I know, it's this year's OJ trial. I get it, yeah.
With a different...
Right.
Yes. But I think what I'd love to know more about, and you can answer these questions because you are attorney and you don't practice anymore, but you know all of this. You've been inside the courtroom many times, and what's confusing is when they say objection, Your Honor, calls for speculation, for instance.
Right.
Obviously, breaking that down, it's speculatives. They're just speculating. They're guessing.
They have no foundation upon which to give an answer.
Right. But then I'm watching, these are the ones that are in the courtroom. Then you'll have depositions that were taken on video. Mm-hmm. And I noticed there's not as many objections. Are they allowed to object?
To the deposition testimony?
Yes.
Okay. You don't object. All objections in a deposition are reserved. Some lawyers object all the time in deposition just to throw their lawyer off and get a hold of it. But you don't have to object to anything in a deposition. You don't waive it at trial. So if in a deposition, because the scope of discovery is very broad, and it is anything that could possibly lead to the discovery of admissible evidence. So in a deposition, I ask you, what did Bill say? You can tell me what he said, even though it's hearsay. It may never get into court. And that's why...
Well, that's my question. If it's hearsay, right, which most of it is, they're giving their recollection of what happened, right?
That's not hearsay. Hearsay is me saying what somebody else said.
Okay.
So it is a statement not under the penalty of perjury, made outside of court by not the declarant, the person who's testifying, brought in to prove the truth of what is being asserted in the statement. So you ran a red light and you said, "Oh my God, I ran a red light." Okay, I'm now testifying. What did Cory say? I can't say.
Right.
Now, also keep in mind, we talked about this. There are 24 exceptions to the hearsay rule. One of them is called statement against party interest. I make a statement that's against my interest. Anybody can repeat that statement. But if you're not a party to the action and you're not an agent of the party and you don't qualify under the other exceptions, I can't say what somebody else said.
What is objection calls for lack of foundation?
Okay. So you haven't, okay. How much?
Because isn't it hard to set the foundation if someone
No, it's very easy to set a foundation. How much change do I have in my pocket?
I don't know.
You have no foundation to give that answer. So if somebody asks you, how much change does Bob have in his pocket? Is the objective foundation. How does she know? Now, lay the foundation. Okay. Did you see Bob reach into his pocket and pull out coins? Yeah. Did you see how many coins were there? Yeah. How many coins are in his pocket? You have to lay a foundation of how the witness could possibly give you that answer.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot in this case because it's a lot of it is common sense, right? But a lot of it is also, this is how you navigate the inside of a courtroom, right? And the judge seems very fair. She seems very, open.
Now, the other thing is most judges don't allow speaking objections, which means objection speculation, or as opposed to objection. How's he supposed to know that?
Right.
Because I used to tell my clients, this is a little trick we go, especially at a deposition. If I say objection, how's he supposed to know that? You don't know that. Listen to my objection. Sometimes I'm cueing you in my objection because I don't want you guessing.
Right.
That kind of thing. But judges want to hear one of the standard objections. They'll overrule it or sustain it. And if they do, they don't want to hear argument unless they invite argument. So because it's all in front of the jury. Now, if you're in front of a judge, it's a different story. They don't care. A judge can unring the bell. Juries can't.
Do you think that it was smart for him to do this?
Yes.
I do
because
too.
Before this, he was a wife beater and everybody think he's a horrible person and apparently he's not.
Yeah.
So again, it doesn't matter if he wins any money. The public is realizing what a person she is, what kind of person she is. And I think, and I haven't watched a lot of it, but I think from all the news reports that he's faring a lot better credibility-wise than she is.
I've watched a lot of it, and it's just sad on both accounts because I'm not minimalizing the fact that maybe things did happen. It got too heated. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm just, speaking on behalf of what I'm watching. But it seems like, and this is true Jonny Depp fashion, honestly, and I've witnessed it on many occasions with him personally. He was so kind. All of her friends lived in his penthouses. Mm-hmm. He takes care of everybody. I'm not even kidding. People
and he gets taken advantage of.
Yeah, he's so nice. And so, I just hope that at the end of this, it's the right outcome and people can go their separate ways and there can be some peace and some restoration and some healing in it. Because, walking away from something of this magnitude, either way, win or lose, everything's out there now. Right?
As hard as it is for women to be dealing with men who are abusive, it is also hard for men to tell somebody they're not abusive.
Yeah.
And I had my first marriage, my wife would come at me screaming. My hands would immediately go in my back pocket because she was the kind of person I never wanted to give her any reason.
Yeah.
She called the cops on me 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay. One of them was I was trying to escape the house. And as I was walking out the house, she jumped in front of me and I nudged her aside. And the police said, yeah, you're allowed to escape. But I never got physical. But she was just nuts. She would call the cops on me all the time.
Yeah.
And nothing ever happened. The cops came and said, no, so that kind of stuff. But
it just goes to show you that men are victims of domestic violence, as well, and
yes.
abuse, if you will, and it goes both ways,
But it's a different story. Okay, my wife came after me once and was hitting me as hard as she could, and I was laughing. I put up my arms, I locked up, I blocked my head. I can take anything she gives me. Yeah, technically it's abuse. I didn't consider it abuse because it didn't hurt. And she didn't have the physical strength to hurt me. And I'm sure whatever Amber did to Jonny, if you're a guy and a woman comes up and socks you in the mouth and you get a bloody lip, yeah, it's abuse. But it's also, you're a guy, it's also, that's funny, let's move on. Completely different, you hit a woman. Now, it's a double standard. And in this case, I think it's a good double standard because you never should hit a woman.
I don't think women should hit men. I don't.
Yeah,
think
but any man can take a punch.
But once you do that, your relationship's over.
Yes, I'm not saying they should stay together.
There's no respect at all.
But you don't put a woman in jail because she slapped a guy. You do the reverse for a man.
Yeah,
that's the difference. And I hate to say it this way, but and everybody can yell at me all they want. Men are.
They're gonna.
But yeah, I know exactly.
We're gonna. It's our 100th, and they're gonna.
Natural evolution, men are just bigger and stronger. Usually, I mean, there's a million women who are stronger than me. I'll grant that. But normally, if somebody came up and slapped me in the face, you take it. What do you want from me? I'm not going to sit there and go hurt a woman.
I'm going to stick with the biblical term.
But you can't slap me in the face, by the way.
I'm not. I would never. I would never.
Really? Really?
No.
That sounds like a challenge.
No.
You don't think I could get you to slap me in the face?
No. You know what?
Right, we'll see.
No.
God, that would be so much fun.
No.
Yeah, it would be.
No, it's not fun. It's not right. It's not fun. And
Okay, I told you the story about my mother and my friend Joe when my son was born. We were in, not Toys R Us, the Baby City or Baby, whatever that place was. Babies R Us.
oh yes.
And Jonathan was like half a year old. And my mom was talking to the sales agent. I was with my friend Joe. I said, watch, Joe. I said, $10 is I can get my mom to slap me within 5 minutes. He said, you're mid-30s. No, watch. I had one of those little toys that if you hit one, it go 1, 2, hit the button. So my mom's talking to the sales agent. And I walk up. I hit the button. I go, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. She turned to me and within 30 seconds cracked me across the mouth. Goes, get out of here, you nudge. I turn and go, yay!
You nudge?
Nudge. Nudge is a
nudge.
God, I want to say it's Swedish. We use it in Italian families, but a nudge is somebody who keeps bothering you until he gets a reaction. Won't leave you alone, keeps, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? That kind of thing. I was a nudge my whole life.
I was.
Always,
I mean, I'm just saying.
I always wanted to get a reaction out of my mother. And
this is all making sense. And even watching this trial is making sense with you because you are very literal and to the point and direct. And so now seeing that's how you lived your life for so many years and were taught in school to do, it's interesting. It's not bad or good. It's very interesting. It helps you get in the mind of your attorney friends or understand them better.
I will tell the world that as an adult male, there is nothing better, nothing more fun than having your mom turn around and crack you one because you gotten under her skin, especially my mother. All right, what else is up?
I have a little gift here for you.
Oh, yes? For my birthday?
It's really, yes. No, this one's for your birthday. I have 2 bags here.
Okay.
This is just a little something. I can't remember. We've talked about them.
I'll catch it.
In episodes, and I couldn't remember, so I literally.
Oh my gosh!
I just wanted to say that
it's
because you're just so sweet.
These are my favorite.
Okay.
Twizzlers.
Those are Jonathan, my ex-husband's favorite.
Death to red vines. I love Twizzlers.
Strawberry Twizzlers. Yes.
Junior mints. Oh, remember Jeremy
had a feeling
Seinfeld and the
that
Junior
those
Mint?
would be yours. What?
Remember Jeremy Seinfeld and the Junior Mint when it fell into the patient?
Go on. There's good fun stuff in there. Butterfingers.
Oh, Irina will like some of these. Oh, I love Snickers. All right.
Okay.
Good and plenty.
I knew you'd love Good and Plenty.
So cool.
Mike and Ike's.
Oh, I used to love Mike and Ike's.
Okay.
Where are the Mike and Ike's? Oh, there, Mike and Ike's.
Yeah, you got some good ones in there, huh?
Yeah, it's a mega mix of Mike and Ike's, all different colors. Well,
yes.
Thank you very much.
This is also for you. I just tried to think of some of your favorite things, and because I just want you to know how I appreciate you.
Why, thank you very, very much.
I do. I know that this was a concept a year ago, and I could not have done it without you
We started
at all.
January of 2021.
And I recognize it, and so I'm grateful for my partner. I will not be throwing this one. It could give you a black eye, and in the spirit of the Depp trial, I'm gonna.
Oh, it's heavy.
Yes. Yes. Bob loves these grapefruit halves, and every time I go to get them, they're gone.
Yeah, they
are
go
gone,
fast. Yeah.
and I'm like,
and these things are $10 a piece
today. Yes, yes. So you're welcome.
They're perfect grapefruit slices. There's not a bit of skin
They're
or
so
skin on it.
good.
They're so good.
So there was like one left today, and I'm like, thank you, Lord. Thank
It
you.
is so good. Thank you very, very much.
Yes. No. Thank you.
I feel empty-handed.
No, you have
I got
given
you a cake.
so much. I actually think I brought that, but no problem. You've given so much of your time and your efforts, and I'm grateful.
It's been a fun ride, and it ain't over yet.
No, just
Season
beginning.
1, let's take a month off and regroup and get back with Season 2 with a flair. We're going to have to think of all new things for Season 2.
Yes, well, the interesting thing is we have like a list of people that would like to be on next week, but we'll get to them for sure.
We have to bring back the Rorschach test?
Yes. No.
You just said yes.
Okay. You ask like an attorney.
Isn't it a fact that the
Can
Rorschach
I get my
test?
glasses really quick and you can keep talking because I want to read every name.
I can keep talking, but they're not going to see you.
Hi, thanks. Hi, Tinky. Okay, so I know I wrote. It's my writing.
Are
My
they in
handwriting's
order?
terrible. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Except for that there's a few shows that have been.
Okay, when you go through that, you got to tell me who your favorite one.
I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm so grateful for each and every person.
Let's say there's 95 names on that list. You can either upset 95 people, or you can make one person happy and upset 94. Which would you pick?
I don't know what you just said.
If you
Can you
name
repeat the
one
question? Your Honor.
If you name one person that person will be very happy. The other 94 will be upset. If you name nobody, all 95 will be upset thinking that they weren't the top one. So you can either make one person happy and
All
everybody else
95
upset.
are
or you can
collectively really amazing. So I'm just going to quickly with them. One was us.
Yes.
Me, I think. So that would be lame if I like to thank myself.
How fast can you name the list?
I don't know.
Do you want me to time you? I'll time you.
Okay.
Hold on. Stop. Reset. Okay. And ready, get set, on your marks, go.
Angus Benfield, Karen Barraza, Frank Stallone, Jay Davis, Perth Toll, Jack Wagner, Andrew and Kyra Carter, Burt Ward, Duncan Phillips, Mike San Pedro, Maria Quiban Whitesell, Godwin Otuno, Kevin Montgomery, Anne Elizabeth, Heather Branch, Terry Copley, Cory and Bob Victor, Cory Oliver and Bob Victor, Ryan Lilly, Andrea Logan, Dominique Panassi, Kenny Vaughn, William Wilson, Mariel Hemingway and Bobby Williams, David Weiss, Patrick Simpson and Paula Tu, Donnell Dodigan, Sherry Dameron, Anita and Fritz Pointer, Stu Meyer, Cindy Anderson, Festus Azuli, Jared Whiteley, Bob Zaney, Lisa Varga, John David Ware, David Dietrich, Aaron Groban, I'm losing my place here. Pedro Brenner and Guillermo. I can't read my writing. I'm terrible. Kelby Altador, Dave Bray, Matt Moore, Hillary Williams, Victoria Jackson, Aaliyah Cruz, Panos Ciozos, sorry, Bob and Corey again, Kristen and Danny Adams, Sandra D'Souza, Robia Scott, Aaron Taylor, Sam Glucci, John Mendoza, Brendan Epperson, Elizabeth Reyes, Victoria Whitfield, Anna McElroy, Jen Gotson and Jim Chandler, Amanda Logan, Russell Hantz, Kim Llewellyn, Jeff Schmitz, Kobe Fine, David Hancock, George Hurst, Liberty Dawn, Andrew Taylor, Jeff Schmidt, again, I guess. Was it? David Dietrich, yes, Shane and Brent Kinsman, Tony Amatulo, Paul Bartlett, Carlos Amescua, Thomas Ernst, Wink and Sandy Martindale, Julie Ireland, turning the page, sorry, Ricky Burchell, Jonathan Edwards Sermon. Oh, sorry, that was Jonathan Edwards Sermon. Right. That was the sermon I read. Yes, right. Torben Sondergaard, Cory and Bob again, Brandon Kennington, David Boyto, Jackie Dorman, Greg Zock, Natasha Miller, Eric Burgett, Brent Bates, Russell Hantz again, Daryl Scott, Mindy Milburn, Marcus Flanagan, and us again.
2 minutes, 17 seconds. I got to tell you, some of those names seems like it was 100 years ago, you know?
I know, right? Well, it's so interesting because I was going back and I'm like, wow, Perth was one of our first, but it seemed like it was not, she was not.
Long time ago, so
some of them we filmed and then we pushed for a week or two and, we kind of timed them for but each and every one, so grateful. And I want to give a huge shout out to our friend Jay Michael, who definitely made a lot of those guests possible and spent a lot of time reaching out. And so thank you, Jay. We appreciate your time as well.
You should also thank
Cade. We thank you so much.
Cade Bonsall.
He is our assistant editor and has done an amazing job. And I want to just give a little special kudos to his parents because he reached out to me on Mother's Day.
Did he really?
And just said, I wanted to wish you happy Mother's Day. And I thought, well done.
Oh, very good,
Nice. I don't want to say kid. He's a young man.
Way to suck it up, Cade.
No, he's wonderful. So I can't thank you enough.
Suck up, Cade, yeah.
No, that was thoughtful.
It was.
I didn't hear from you, but it's fine. You're not
my mother.
I know, I'm not his either. But there's just so many people to thank. All of those people, I think. And, even the people that coordinate their time and schedule and all of our wonderful fans.
We should cut that cake into a third, freeze it with the dry ice and ship it out to Cade.
Can that
be done?
Yeah. Or just send him something else.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a lot of, I don't know if I'd want to eat that.
Well, if you pack it in dry ice, you could do it.
Okay.
All right. Let's see what I can get done.
Well, anyway, we certainly have had some interesting guests, and I have been so grateful for their time.
Do you think we could get something delivered to Cade before I send him this episode to edit?
Sure.
You think we could have it delivered as he's editing the episode, and then we'll have the guy ring the doorbell as he's editing it?
We can try. Just tell me something he's interested in, and I will send it.
Okay.
That's the beauty of Amazon.
Okay, call Cory and let him know what you're interested in.
I know, right?
I think he likes Mustangs. He likes
so do
Ferraris.
Yeah. Just so you know, I like the Shelby to be specific.
I already got it picked out, huh? Color and all?
Yes, I do, actually. No, that's my truck, my stepside old Ford truck. I want a Tiffany blue one with white interior, leather seats, bench seats. Got to know what you want till you get it.
Got to know what you want.
So I have a lot of questions for you, Bob.
Okay.
Just because, these are from me. These are not people that wrote in. We've done a lot of shows that people have written in, and we do have a lot more questions, so we'll do those again at some point. Maybe we'll start off our new season with some of those questions. And maybe, just maybe, you will be on camera at some point.
Very unlikely.
I am going to get you to be on camera. I would like to give over one of my, let's get a new one for you.
Let's get an extra one? Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah. I mean, how many do I have? 3? Yeah, no, we'll get a new one. New budget, new year, new budget. So I just want to know a couple questions. I wrote some of these things down. I was like, people want to know about Bob.
No, they don't, but okay.
But I do too. I would like to know, this is probably why your tables, I'll bring a little pen for this. What is
Objection, irrelevance. What?
Hearsay, stop talking. What is your mission in life?
My mission in life. Honestly, I would like to have a comfortable life. I would like to make people happy. Nothing gives me greater joy than when I can do something for somebody and they appreciate it. They don't have to show me they appreciate it. I just like doing things for people. But my mission in life is to get along, be happy, and I don't want to be the center of anyone's attention. I just want to exist and be happy.
I will back you up on that. Having known you now for several years, having first met you, you knew I liked karaoke and literally set up an entire soundstage with karaoke mics for my birthday. And I was and still am grateful to this day for that. And that is who you are. So I see that and
do you remember the most common phrase used in that night by you?
No.
There was about 40, 50 people there, and somebody would sing a song and you'd go, let's do another religious song. And we go, nah.
I didn't say religious.
You said, let's do another religious song about 11 times that night.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
I can't imagine saying that. That's so strange. Because I don't.
That's why I was going to do personal Jesus for you.
But did you?
I did sing it that night. Yes. I did.
Huh. Okay. I'd like to have some video on that.
If there is,
insert that right here. Yeah. How would your family and friends describe you?
Honestly?
Yes.
They would describe me as a know-it-all, a helpful know-it-all.
Okay. Yeah, you're on the stand right now. I'm asking a question. So, a helpful know-it-all.
Hold on. If I'm on the stand, ask me that question again.
How would your family and friends describe you?
How would I know that? I got to ask them.
Okay.
I don't have the...
Objection, Your Honor. Lack of foundation and speculation
to answer that question.
Whatever-ation. So.
But I always say all the time, what would he say about it? I don't know. Go ask them. I had one lawyer once. We were going hot and heavy, and this guy was a total jerk. And we were on the phone, and he was trying to degrade me. And he goes, you know what people say to you about you? You know what your reputation? How would I know what my reputation is? By definition, a reputation is something people say behind my back that I never hear. So how would I know? Nor why would I care what people think about me?
And you know what? That's such a great point because I really do care about what two people think about me. That's God and my daughter. But as far as everybody else,
in what order?
What?
In what order?
Maybe God and my daughter. I don't know.
I think you care about your daughter more than you care about God.
I love her so much. By the way, she graduated.
Oh, congrats.
And we went out and we had the best time ever. We just had such a good time. And we karaoke'd with all of her friends and we went to Moonshine again and we borderline danced and try to borderline dance with a dyslexic. They're like, pick right. You're like all the way on the other side of the dance floor with no one, by the way. But anyway, we had fun. So back to you, Bob.
Okay.
What is your greatest pet peeve? Greatest. I know you have several.
I know. So many. Oh yes. My God. I would say people using improper grammar.
Yes, I would say that is your greatest pet peeve.
It is very hard for me of which to keep that to myself of.
Just, that's not the correct grammar, but okay.
A preposition is a lousy thing to end a sentence with. You know the Harvard joke, right?
No.
A guy from Texas gets admitted to Harvard, and he's there the first day, and he sees two Harvard elites on the campus. He said, "Excuse me, guys, can you tell me where the library's at?" They said, "Sir, this is Harvard. We don't end sentences with prepositions at Harvard." He said, "Oh, I'm very, very sorry. I apologize. Can you tell me where the library's at, you jackasses?"
Oh my gosh. He asked for it. Oh my gosh. That reminds me of a time that speaking of Harvard, my daughter and I went to, they had the 8th grade trip where you go to,
To Harvard?
To DC. We went to Harvard. We went to Princeton. We visited
the whole East Coast.
Yeah. We did the whole East Coast trip. Yes.
800 miles apart, if not more.
We did. We took a bus and we were gone for 9 days.
Very cool.
And I was a chaperone.
Did you go to Williamsburg?
I got to sign the Declaration of Independence.
I know, you said that 100 times.
So anyway, this is a lot of information of which I will be probably so embarrassed, and I'm going to embarrass, and I'm now thinking twice about whether or not I should share it.
Well, now you have to. You open the door.
Okay. Should I save it for season 2?
Nope.
Okay. So we were all flying, we flew there, and then we took buses the rest of the trip. And at Princeton, this was halfway through the trip, and, all of us parents are off of our eating schedule. So we're eating pizza and bread, and we're just literally feeling it. And so I went into the line at Princeton and into the gift store and found a little box of stool softener.
At Princeton?
At Princeton.
All right.
I'm standing in the line, and everybody's got a Princeton hat.
Yeah.
And I have stool softener. Well, word spread that I had the one box of, flies. Every bus knew at the end of the time when we got back to the hotel.
They all wanted a piece of it?
And parents were dialing in going, "Hey,
can you hook me up?"
Yeah. And it was
let's see, the bottle costs $5 and has 10 doses. That's $35 a dose. So yeah.
You laughed at me in line, and now you're oh, different story. But anyway, it was kind of one of my memories on that trip. Okay, carrying on, because I have lots of questions for you,
God.
Bob.
I thought we were going to get to our favorites. But
we will. We'll get to our favorites. We're going to save our favorites to the end, almost. We're 10 minutes in. I want to know.
I reset that when you started the names. We're
okay. Well,
25 minutes in.
Okay. Well, we'll have enough time for this.
No, sure. Okay.
What do you look for in a friend?
Loyalty. Unquestionably.
Yep. Me
Loyalty.
too.
And I'll tell you why.
100%.
I know you're one of my most loyal friends is because when we first started meeting and we were around those board meetings at the yada yada place, and I used to send you these little cartoon characters to try to make you laugh. One time somebody came in and you laughed at a totally inappropriate time. And it was a joke about the guy giving the presentation. And he said, "What's so funny?" And you put your phone down. I said, "Nothing." He said, "What's in front of you?" "No, it's just, don't worry about it." And you didn't rat me out. You didn't sell me out. And I said, "She's a loyal person." Yes.
I would not do that. What would you consider your perfect birthday gift to be? I haven't asked that
from
question.
you, nothing, obviously.
I'm sorry, didn't I just throw 2 gifts?
You didn't even know it was
gifts?
my birthday when you bought those.
I'm terrible at birthdays, and that's the only thing with my friends. I'm just terrible. And you know what? I'll celebrate if you call me and say, "Let's go." I'll take you to dinner.
Oh, if I have to remind you, sure.
Yes,
I get that.
I will take you. I will.
My birthday this year, I told Irina.
My one flaw.
Yeah, just one. I told Irina I don't want anything for my birthday. I don't want to celebrate it. I just, it's just another day to me. It was oh my God, Tuesday or something. And she said, "Okay." And I wake up and I'm sitting around and she doesn't say anything. I think she said happy birthday early in the morning when she got up. But that's it. I didn't get a card. I didn't get anything. Now, I'm good with not getting a present, and we didn't go out to dinner or anything. I was fine with that. But not even a card. And she said, "You said you don't want anything, so you got nothing." I'm like, okay. But no, my perfect birthday is leave me the hell alone. I don't like celebrating my birthdays.
That's why.
That's exactly why, yeah.
I mean,
I had a great 30th and a great 40th, huge parties that cost a fortune. I found out later as my first wife spent it all. But I am more happy just, it's another day, let's get it over with, and another tick on the number. And I'm at the age now where I'm starting to count backwards. So
right?
Yeah.
And what does that look like backwards? Mm-hmm. If you won $10 million, what would you do with it?
Tax-free? You'll know.
No, nothing's tax-free.
You'll know. Everybody in this world will know when I win $10 million because you'll never hear from me again.
Oh.
That was an old Ron White joke. You'll know. Standard 10% goes to some charitable organization. I'd put 80% of it away. I'd throw a big party, with some of it, but I'd put it away for future, so I can live comfortably and not have to worry about finances.
Yeah, because really all you'd get would be $5 million because the other 5 would go to the government.
Yes.
What do you...
Yeah, that kind of sucks. 5 would go to the government. Half goes to Irina, so I'm left with $2.5 million. Oh, get out of here. And then the question is, do I give 10% of the 10 million or do I give 10% of the 2.5 million, which is always my thought. So let's say I give 10% of the 10 million. I'm down to 9 million. The government takes 5, I'm down to 4. 2.5 to Irina, I'm down to 1.5 million. It's got to be 20 million. I can't live on 10 million.
You'd be buying more lottery tickets.
Yeah.
With the bigger payoff.
Do you know there was a story about a small town, 400 or 500 people, where they all went in on a lottery ticket except for one guy. Mm-hmm. And they hit the lottery and won, where everybody got
Did they give him some?
No, they said, no, you were adamant that you didn't want to be part of it. And they all got hundreds of thousands each. And the one guy said, screw you, I'm not putting up my share of the dollar, whatever it is. Didn't get a dime.
Well, there's a little deli in Agora. It's an Italian deli, and it's a great deli. It's right on Agora off of Canaan.
I know it is, yeah, by the baseball field.
They won the lottery.
Oh, did they?
I believe they did the same thing, and they were very generous to give some of the people that work there money. Yes, and I would do the same thing. My cousin years ago had when she got married, you have these little gifts at the table. Yeah. Well, everybody's seat had a lottery ticket, and I looked, that's a bad idea. Because if somebody wins, you're going to have 1 million people mad at you, and one for it's a very bad idea. So I would have a check writing party and give all my closest friends and family, make sure that they were set up for sure.
Right.
What do you think your unique skill is that has helped you become successful?
I am very good at telling other people what to do.
Okay, it's true. I will second that.
No,
how to do it, when to do it, why you're going to do it.
Well, okay, first of all, that third thing is the most important thing.
Yes, delegating is very important.
No, not the delegating, the telling people why they're doing things a certain way, because I would have my staff and I would tell them why. I don't need to know why. Yeah, you do. Because if this comes up again, then you don't need to come back to me. You know why things are happening. It's important. You're not just following the rules. You understand why those rules are in place. So
no, it makes sense. It's when you have a kid, you explain to them. Yeah. What's your
Except for the kid is, why do I have to do that? Because if you don't, you're getting cracked.
No, I didn't. I always explained to Ariana. She would always say,
as you were cracking,
can you just explain me? No.
Don't you remember the old days when there was a slap per syllable? Don't you ever tell me, Dad, could you use less syllables?
Yeah, that's a 2-syllable word.
Yeah.
You've turned it into...
How many times I told you not to? Come on, Dad. Can you say that quicker?
That's so true. Exactly, right?
Yeah. Or my biggest one where my father... I was crying in my room. I was like 7 or 8. I was crying in my room. And my dad was standing there. I forget he was, so my mom was downstairs saying, stop crying. I was, ah! She goes, stop crying or I'm going to come up there and give you something to cry about. Yeah. And I yelled out, I already have something to cry about. That's why I'm crying now. My dad just started laughing.
Transitioning into my next question, which is literally my next question. What is your favorite childhood memory?
My favorite childhood memory, one of them, is I was 7 years old. And I'm going to get your reaction when I see this. I was 7 years old. I wrote a letter to Santa Claus. And 10 minutes later, my dad returned it corrected for grammar and spelling. And his comment was, "What? Santa doesn't give presents to people with bad grammar."
Which it goes back to our earlier, that's your biggest pet peeve.
And so,
it's your biggest pet peeve. This is all making sense.
Right, yeah. So now, obviously that was saved. And that was one of my treasured possessions. And my first wife wouldn't give it to me in divorce, had all our things, wouldn't give it to me. But that was one of my fondest memories. Now, in therapy with my son and other, I thought all these, and in talking to experts and stuff and cross-examining, they'll say, doesn't that bother you? No, I think that's one of my fondest memories of my father. Like, no, that means you don't like your father. No, that means I love my father and I think he's the greatest guy in the world because that is a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if Santa doesn't give presents to people with bad grammar?
He gives them because I got lots of them and mine were a dyslexic nightmare. So yes, no, I for sure. If you could have coffee with your historical figure, who would you choose?
It'd be very interesting. See, the problem is...
There's too many.
Well, that too, but it's a question of a historical figure because you admire them and want to be in their presence.
Or why did you do that?
or do you realize what happened because of what you did?
Yes.
And honestly, I would probably sit down with Jesus for about a thing and say, do you realize what, not so much of, hey, you're a great guy and whatever. Do you realize what you started?
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, only because this is my rebellion against my Catholic upbringing is, do you realize that more people have been killed in your name than any other name in the world, and you're nothing but a man of peace? Yet everybody takes that to be, okay, we have to kill everybody who doesn't believe exactly the way we believe. How do you feel about that?
He would say, well, my father gave everybody free will, so it was their choice, not his. I don't think he directed people to do that. But that's a good one. And just so you know, for the record, I'll answer that question with you. That's who I'd love to sit down to.
Would be Abraham Lincoln?
Probably I would have a whole different list of questions for him.
Yeah.
Mine would be very different. But, hey, maybe we could do that together someday.
Oh, I didn't send you the video of Moses parting the stands, did I?
No.
There's a great video of
Can you insert it right here?
I'll see if I can find it and put it here. But it's a basketball game. It's either high school or college, and it's a break, and the mascot or somebody's dressed up as Moses, and everybody's in the stands, and he's running back and forth between the stand, and he just goes he planks his staff, and the stands separate at the aisle, and he was running up the stairs. It's the funniest thing.
Oh my gosh.
I'll see if I can find it and send it to you.
That's amazing. This one, I know I was just writing some of these questions, and I really was really wondering what your most important lesson that you've learned in life is. That's a big loaded question. I know we all have a lot of different lessons, but if you could take your number one that you really stands out for you.
It's cynical.
Okay.
It's that most, if not with very few exceptions, yourself included, most of the people I have met in my life are out for themselves and themselves only. And I cannot count the number of people I have helped who have turned around that when I needed help are just nowhere to be around and just I can't be bothered.
What is the lesson that you learned from that?
Don't trust anybody. Not don't trust anybody.
Yeah,
be very careful about who you do trust.
Yeah.
Because it's very, very hard.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm sure some people say that about me too, but I
think it's tough. Everybody goes through that lesson in life, and they realize, and the Bible says, or it says in scripture, whatever you want to say, don't cast your pearls before swine. Not calling the people that you've done that with swine. It's basically a
I know.
Euphemism, is that what they call it? For
somebody said, trust ye not little something.
Yeah, it's hard. It's very, very difficult, but okay, that's a good lesson.
And by the way, my wife is also included in that exception, so in case she's listening.
No, she's amazing. I love Arena. Where do you...
You won't say that when I tell you that her news, she watches CNN now too much. She doesn't watch Fox.
We are the Coriolis effect, where the right meets the left and creates a circular motion.
She doesn't like watching Fox because Fox isn't covering the war. And CNN's the war nonstop, and she's seeing her towns and stuff.
Right.
So I'm very anti-CNN.
From the Ukraine, by the way.
Yeah,
from Ukraine.
So I can't stand the CNN, so I blocked it on DirecTV and won't tell her the code. And I was away. She's like, "What's the code? What, honey?"
You guys are hilarious. I honestly.
I'll tell you one story. I bought hot dog rolls, and they come in packages of 8. And I have 8 hot dogs, and she didn't have any bread for dinner. I said, "Go eat one of the rolls." She goes, "I said, just eat one of the rolls, relax." So over the period of 3 days, she ate 4 of the rolls, but just the tops of the rolls. So I have the bag with nothing but 4 bottoms of the rolls.
My kind of girl.
Dog. And she said, "Well, use 2 bottoms." I'm like, you can't eat a hot dog with 2 bottoms at all. Why wouldn't you eat a top and a bottom? I don't like the bottoms.
You know what? I got to be honest with you. I like the tops too.
Yeah.
3 wishes. What would they be?
For 1,000 more wishes.
You can't do that though. Well, I guess you could.
Mine would be supernatural. I want to live forever.
Really?
Not because I want to enjoy life forever. I just want to be around 1,000 years from now and see how it went. The second one is I want the ability to time travel without affecting the timeline.
Okay.
Just as an observer. I don't want to participate, but I want to go back 2,000 years and see if what had happened, it really happened. I want to go back to Constantine and find out why he did what he did.
It's The Outlander.
Good.
The show The Outlander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are my things. I want to be able to, one, go back in time and witness the events as they actually occurred, not as we claim they occurred.
Without being involved in them.
Without changing it. Yeah, I just want to be an observer, a fly on the wall. I want to be able to exist in the future so I could see. And then I also want to travel the universe and find out whether life's out there and stuff.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. All this stuff's coming out now. It's really interesting.
Oh, they snuck that.
We need to have Flatter Dave back on the show.
80 years of UFO secrets. They snuck it in on us. Oh, yeah. We've been knowing about that for a century.
My goodness.
By the way, there's a new website or whatever called GAIA, G-A-I-A. Have you heard that?
No.
It's a pay service, like $14 a month, but they will explain to you the different aliens who live on the earth, the reptiles and everything. It's pretty intense.
You'll have to check that out. GAIA.
GAIA.com, I think.
Okay, so any regrets?
Too many to count.
I'm regretting doing this show right now.
Too
many to count.
Too many to count, but I've never looked back and said, I wish I wouldn't have done that for the following reason. One, good comes out of everything bad you do. I've got 2 great kids. I had a horrible first wife, but I had 2 great kids. My first 2 years of college, I went to St. Joe's University, and I hated it. Nobody lived there. Everybody went home. It was the social atmosphere was a nightmare. And then I went to Ursinus the next years. And I thought maybe I should have gone to Ursinus all 4 years. I wouldn't have met my roommate my first year met Chuck Coletti, and I got involved in bands. Music would not be a part of my life the way it is now had I not been that guy's roommate.
Right. So
that kind of thing. So,
everything happens for a reason. There's always a silver lining, right?
Yes.
There is. There really is. And it's so hard. And in the moment, you don't know if you can breathe sometimes, but you really it's just like God works it all together.
What's the movie? Christmas Story, is that the name of it?
Yes.
Yeah. It's that. The world would be too different with the butterfly effect. So.
Yes. If you are going to be remembered for one thing, what would it be? Other than the faceless person on the Coriolis effect.
It's odd because I really don't care if I want to be, if people remember me or not.
But if you were, what would it be?
If I were to remember, it would be just a nice guy who would do anything
great grammar.
You asked. Had great grammar and would do anything you asked and corrected your grammar anytime you messed up.
Yeah, that's a good one. 2 more questions. What is an insult that you have received that you're proud of?
This is my head hitting the microphone.
Okay.
What's that?
What is an insult that you have received that you're proud of?
Oh, when I was practicing, people used to call me a jerk or an asshole in court. I said, good, I get paid a lot of money to be that way.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's true, because my philosophy, I was the nicest guy in the world. My father taught me this. I was the nicest, and he taught me in reverse, but I was the nicest guy in the world until it came time to question a witness or testify or not testify, question a witness or give closing arguments. And I was a totally different personality. Another client's like, I said, yeah. Well, why are you so nice? I'm so nice because you can get a lot of things from people if you're nice, but once you're in trial, the game's over.
Yeah.
My father was the opposite. He had a great case where there was a doctor who just totally screwed up on this patient, and the doctor was Asian, the patient was black, and the doctor did it. It was a total racist job, hated it, and the baby wound up dying because of it.
Oh,
so
gosh,
my dad in the
terrible.
deposition was questioning the doctor, and she was lying. My dad was a nightmare in the deposition, was like calling her all kinds of names. So then we get to trial, and it was before she's ready to testify. She's a nervous wreck because she knows my father's really going to go after her. And she had this styrofoam cup or this paper cup, whatever. And my dad says, watch the cup. And now we started talking settlement negotiation. In a period of 30 minutes, she had fidgeted that cup into nothingness. She kept playing with it until it was just gone. And and my dad actually settled the case because she thought he was going to be so mean to her. But during examination, my father's the nicest guy in the world. And he's done the same thing with experts where he's a total jackass to them in deposition. So they're all ready for them. And on the stand in front of the jury, he's like, well, what about this? And the guy's like yelling at him. He's like, why are you yelling at me? I'm nice. And the jury picks up, and this guy's a jerk. My father's nice. So he would reverse it. I did the opposite.
Wow.
So.
Okay. Last question. What's one question you wish I asked you?
Well, I wish you asked me no questions. Can I say that?
I actually have. I thought
I have to stop doing that. I have to stop laughing at my own jokes because you weren't laughing at it, by the way.
I was silently.
No.
I don't want to laugh over your
I don't
laugh.
like it when people say, and then I did this. I got to learn how to stop doing that. I don't have a question I wish you asked me because I wish you asked me none. I wish I had asked you all the questions, but I did not prepare.
Well, I did.
Okay. Let me question.
You have a question?
Yeah. Cut your own hair?
I do. Is it uneven?
No.
I do. Is it really bad right now?
All right, let me ask you this way.
Okay.
Is that what you're wearing for the show?
Yeah. This is what I've learned on these cross-examinations on this trial, how they'll word something, right? It's very, very interesting. Very, 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 yeah. Well, I do want to talk a little bit about, because I only have a little bit of time left. I'm pulling them up right now on my phone. Just some of our episodes.
I've got them here. Let me know what you want.
Well, tell
me what you want. You want to play it and then we can talk about it, or you want to talk about it and then play it?
Whatever you want to do.
Let's play the first one.
First episode?
No, this is I'm going to skip your teaser. Do you remember how many times you fell in love on the show?
How many times have I fallen in love on the show?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, oh my gosh, Little Hearts,
Yeah.
3?
At least. Here's one of your favorite ones.
Who's that? Is that Jack or yeah? First question is, tell me in 3 words, or tell me about yourself in 3 words.
Describe yourself.
Yes. Describe yourself in 3 words. I can't today. I've never had this problem, Jack. His face. I know. I was a little tongue-tied because, I grew up watching him on Melrose Place and all of these shows. And I was like, we reached out to him and he came right down the next day.
Yeah, that was nice.
And I was like, oh my gosh, what an amazing,
he was a great guy. Yeah.
But I was also like, oh, you're Jack Wagner. And I'm very, very, very seldomly starstruck, but haven't heard from him since, Jack.
Here's another one.
Okay.
Episode 24.
Yes.
We were at a restaurant once when we first met. And this is true. We laughed so hard that people kept turning around and looking at us. We don't drink. I couldn't stop laughing. I know it was because she's my soulmate. Yeah. I just know it. Who knows, past lives, whatever, all this stuff. People say all kinds of stuff about what we've done. And we're laughing.
She was a lamp and you were an end table.
So we were laughing so hard, I had 2 choices. If I stayed there, I was going to pass out and die. I could die at the table because I couldn't breathe anymore. My stomach was in knots.
I've never heard that.
If I got up and went to the bathroom to get to the other room, I might pass out on the way and smack my head on the floor. I swear those were the only 2 choices left. I don't know how I got a hold of myself to stop, but we were laughing that hard.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Funny. And you know what? They've been to... That's Bobby Williams and Mariel Hemingway. And they've been together forever. Yes, they do live in Idaho, but they've been together forever and they still make each other laugh like that. It's so beautiful to see. They were great. They were really good. They gave me hope. I really was like, yeah, because he saw her and he knew. And that's how I live in a fairy tale.
This is how you get Cory to stop doing whatever she's doing.
Oh, no. This is the one I was talking about.
Yeah. What's it called? Go on. What's it called?
I'm so excited.
There you go.
I'm so excited. That was actually a highlight. Anita Pointer. That was, Anita Pointer. I mean,
yes,
I grew up in my living room singing that song and they had all of her songs at every dance that I was at, right? So that just is just amazing.
Do you remember your favorite friend comedian?
Which one? Fear of Colors. You are so annoying.
No, but it is one of the most common fears, and it is the marriage.
John Mendoza.
Yes, and then my favorite comment he said when he was telling a story about one of his girlfriends.
Oh yeah, he was hilarious.
One time, when I was dating my wife in New York City, she lived on a 6th floor of a 6-story walk-up, and we were having a fight, and I'm coming down the stairs. I'm on the 2nd floor, and she's on the 6th floor, and she yells down. She says, "I never want to see you again." And I yell up, "Don't watch Letterman on Thursday." And someone on the 4th floor went, "Oh, that's funny."
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
You heard it?
Yeah.
For a while, he's a good friend and a hilarious and talented comic.
Yes.
Yes. What are you pulling
okay,
that
so
up?
here's one of... Here's honestly one of my favorite comments because of where I grew up, and this guy grew up in the same place.
Okay.
Like people eating off my plate. I said, "I'll kill you. I swear to God, I'll put the fork right through your forehead."
Yeah, the only thing worse than that is eating pizza with a knife and fork.
Oh, that's really bad.
Frank Stallone. I love Frank. He is so talented as well. And I mean, he just came right down too. All these wonderful people. See what I mean?
That's
this
right.
whole show is dedicated to every single one of our guests that has been so gracious of their time. Do you have more teasers?
I do. I have a great clip of you.
Oh, no. I know, in Los Angeles. And he has literally been a lifesaver. So thank you, Dr. Ty. I really appreciate it. And my teeth are moving.
Tape your mouth shut like Mariel Hemingway does.
Okay, well,
And then also do it while you sleep.
Until you can't breathe any longer.
You can breathe through your nose.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Mariel Hemingway tapes her mouth closed when she sleeps, so you have to breathe through your nose.
Yes.
And so that's actually a very good thing. But you should do it all the time.
I don't
All right, so here's
want to do that. Sorry, to finish that.
Sometimes you say something that's quick, and you just can't believe you got it.
That particular insurance that I went outside of the,
I see.
the pet sitting specific companies. And I learned my lesson. Then I had to get a rider. So then it wasn't as cheap as I thought.
Right. Who, I've never heard of this. So who would you say, who do you use for pet insurance? Or is that something you can say?
All bone insurance.
Really?
I'm
done with you.
All bone.
I'm all done with you today. Okay, thank you, Bob. We'll see you later.
That was a quick one, and then there's two more.
When you were going through these, were you laughing with
oh my
yourself?
God, I laugh every time I watch that, and this one too.
I flushed the toilet and I'm standing there waiting. This is taking a long time. And then all of a sudden it exploded like a volcano. I mean, the toilet. And all this water right in front of me.
Oh my
and
gosh.
it really all this water came gushing up. And I knew, okay, turn off the water at the bottom.
Wait, did you flush it with your left hand or your right hand? 'Cause it makes a difference.
It does?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You flush with your right hand, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't flush with your left hand. It'll cause the toilet to explode.
You're kidding.
I'm kidding.
But you would be amazed at how much water.
My face is like...
Now, just to think it's one way, because it's not for people who do that. Sometimes I get it too.
One clip of it.
Yeah.
Come on the 22nd because we'll have April Webster there.
16,
as well.
17,
Wonderful
18,
casting
19,
director,
okay.
April Webster.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll
You'll be back by the 22nd.
I would...
Perfect.
You're
That's
still
it.
talking.
22nd. You're so funny.
Oh my God.
You guys are the cutest, actually. You're adorable.
We really are, aren't we?
Oh yeah. We're just great. Where do the
Maybe
guests-
you'll come on the
where do
22nd
guests
and we'll
leave?
do that exercise there.
Yes, that's a great idea.
Let's just see how this episode gets edited.
That's good. I forgot about that, Joe. Oh my gosh, those are good, Bob.
Those are good clips.
Really, so many laughs we've had in our 100 episodes of the Coriolis Effect, and I just here's to if I had I'll take a Brizo can of pineapple turmeric, one of my faves, and cheers you to another 100.
Yeah, next we're gonna do 100 per season.
Yes.
All right.
And I again.
And by the way,
say,
next season we're gonna start releasing on Tuesdays
Okay.
and not Thursdays.
And I want to say, just again, on behalf of Bob, Victor, and myself, a giant thank you to our guests and our audience.
Did I hit record? Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, you've never done that. Come on. To our guests and our audience, we thank you very much, and we look forward to the next season. We love you.
All right. See you next year.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Let me take that back. See you next season, which will be sometime in July.
Yes.
And we're out. The Coriolis Effect is produced by JS Productions. Producers Corey Oliver and Bob Victor. Host Corey Oliver. And editors Bob Victor and Cade Bonsall.
Hi guys, I'm Corey Oliver, and thank you for watching the Coriolis Effect. We hope you enjoyed the previous episode. Here are some more episodes you might enjoy. Hit the subscribe button below, and have a great day.